before y'all roast me, don't worry about the laundry in the back. Don't worry if you hear a shower running. It's quarantine.
I used to take myself out on dates, open my own damn doors, pay for everything on my plate. Sometimes I didn't
show you guys that I'm still alive, I'm still kicking. I didn't forget about you all. You guys, I want to be 100% grateful if you have been a subscriber from the beginning. If you are a new subscriber, I'm greatly appreciative of you sitting down and watching my little me video. It's been so long, but I just want to be here, just a nice space for it to be a positive outlook for what's going on right now, and to feel like you guys can come to me with all those drugstore ideas. But right now, I ain't gonna lie, I do indulge on the occasion. I do own, as you can see, some high-end products, and I will review and utilize it throughout my channel later on. But for right now, I do want to focus on drugstore. Y'all are gonna roast me so hard in the comments for seeing my last video. Check on here really to see when is the last time, like the actual date. I know it was the summer going into my senior year of college. Shout out to all the alumni. Shout out to class of 2020. I'm here for you. But 3 years ago, granted, y'all were actually, I got mad love off that video, and it literally was just redoing the front of my hair. Like, I know, and I really appreciate you. So if you've seen that video, and I actually posted a video after that, and it's on private right now. There's a few, let me digress. I have posted a few videos, but I privated some of them because, to be honest, I'm rebranding my channel, whole nother trajectory, even though I have not been at all, I have not been consistent. A lot of things have happened, and I know everybody right now, that's something I want to just address before we even get started. Shout out to everybody who is keeping safe out here, those who have lost their jobs, laid off, furloughed, whatever may have you. I'm praying for you. I hope you see better days. This is a very tough time for a lot of people, even myself. I've been furloughed. I'm to finally come back and actually make an appearance, because I feel like this time has completely opened my eyes to following not just your dreams, but really your passion. I always enjoyed watching videos, but me making them was tough for me. And even though I created videos and I actually edited them and everything, it was just certain things that I just didn't want you all to see. I was in college, and there were some things that I just didn't want to, you know, I just didn't want to post. Like, and it's just, and if I did post, it was more or less for like a time capsule type of thing, like memories for me and my friends, like, oh, we're going spring breaks and stuff like that. Oh, let me film it. We can always come back to this, to these moments. And that's what I look at it as. And I feel like now I was just so hard on myself, trying to be perfect, trying to make sure that my channel was this image in my mind, like it's perfect. I'm not only is no one perfect, but also I was just hard on myself. I was micromanaging myself, and I was like, hence why I didn't come on here. I've been shaking this bottle forever, y'all. To be honest, definitely everything that I'm going to be using in this video is automatically going to be linked down below. You already know. But follow me on my social medias, which I'll put over here, wherever. Definitely, if you've seen, I already have like a small IGTV video where I just did a small little tutorial featuring the new ColourPop Hyaluronic Foundation. Even though today I'm not using the foundation, hence why this is a glowy everyday type of makeup. Even though granted, like you could wear that every day, today I don't feel like wearing that much. Everything in this video is going to be drugstore, and also, like I said prior, with everybody, with what's going on in the world, saving money should be top tier priority, flat out. And I'm like, honestly, even complexion products, I know a lot of people are coming out with complexion products, like who else? Like I just said, ColourPop, and we're going, let's say high end. I believe Too Faced just came out with a mattifying foundation to their Born This Way, their original one. And don't get me wrong, it's a bomb idea. It's just, where are we going? Where are we going? I'm in Atlanta. Apparently this is the party spot right now. Like I said, y'all, it's a party spot now, which is not a problem. I mean, do you live your life, but I'm trying to listen to my mayor, Miss Keisha. Yes, I have a mayor named Keisha. She said stay in the house. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm not gonna lie to y'all and say that I'm not like going into, you know, nature, like, so meaning like going to a park, or which is something I really like to do. And if you're in the Atlanta area, we have this, it's like a trail, you can say, called the Beltline, which literally you can walk around. It's like, I forget how, it goes like basically the whole circumference of Atlanta, I believe. It's pretty long, like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not 100% sure, but I know it's just a basic area that you can walk, see the city, you can walk your dog, ride your bike, people be skating. Like, there's a skate park off of the one off of Ponds, which is dope. Dude, like, I'm not saying that you can't get out, it's just I'm not going to the club, I'm not even into lounges right now. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna part my lips and say that I did not go out to eat. Yes, your girl's a fatty, I'm a foodie, I like to eat. So I went out to eat, but I made sure wherever I went out to eat has an outdoor seating area. I heard that's a little, you know, you're still exposing yourself, but it's like a little bit safer. So we've been doing that. Like that, picnics, like I said, walks. And that's pretty much what I'm gonna be doing today. But again, that's why I'm like, I don't need to wear a full face of makeup if I have to. Like, I'm not going anywhere. But I'm going to be showing you an extra trick that you can do if you're going to be wearing, if everybody's wearing masks, but when you wear your mask and you're wearing a full coverage foundation period, or obviously tinted moisturizer, it's gonna work. It's not gonna transfer on you. I do plan on coming on here a heck of a lot more. I want it to be a place that we can all, just a normal girl who loves makeup, have very opinionated on makeup, but I just want you guys to feel, and I'm using y'all as the camera as a mirror, which I feel like I should get a mirror if y'all don't mind. And yes, I'm taking the Monae Instant Touch Up. So the first primer I used was clearly the Pretty Fresh primer from ColourPop. Love it, it's fire, it's everything. But of course, it's summer, I'm not dry, I'm more combination to oily. So this T-zone area, obviously any pores that I have, gone. I love this thing. It reminds me of the Putty primer, both the Tatcha and of course the e.l.f., but obviously just in a stick form, it's not bad. And it takes away any excess shine that I have, as you can see already. But also, and honestly, I'm not swiping it, as you can see, I'm just tapping into the skin. I know estheticians and the like are cringing right now because you're putting it in some red. I know. Don't cringe on me, I'm sorry, I apologize. We'll leave it there. But girl, these masks, in my opinion, I don't know about anybody else, are breaking me out. Like, I don't know what it is, maybe from the factory or just simply the makeup or your breath. I don't know what it is, just sitting on your face all day. It's been breaking me out. So I'm like, my skin is not the best right now. It's okay, but I'll be honest, ever since I've been wearing these masks, I've been breaking out like crazy. This is the first launch they had, and if you're in the makeup realm, you know, but this is their first launch initially, was for just the everyday tint. You can slap it on and run out your business. Now, me personally, pro tip, if you want to use a sponge on a tinted moisturizer and that's all you have, by all means. But in my opinion, if you're going to get the most wear out of your tinted moisturizer and you want the product to last, I honestly say using your absolute clean, bare hands or a brush. Reason being is because it soaks up less product, and let's be quite fair, this doesn't have much coverage anyway. You want to get the maximum coverage out of your tinted moisturizer. Yeah, I'm definitely going to use a mirror right now because yeah, I can't, yeah, I feel like, I already put it on the brush. Hold on. On my social medias, you've already seen this is pretty much dang near the same routine. I just felt like it would be necessary for my YouTube fam to know about it. Ooh, your girl is shiny, but it's all right. Don't worry, I know I'm dewy as heck right now. I don't mind it, it's because I did my skincare and all that, hence why this all will be fixed later. And the key, in my opinion, is stippling it on. And this is, let me don't be, even though it's like I said, I'm gonna be linking everything down below, but I'm still gonna tell you, this is the, oh, this is Bare Minerals, my bad. I thought this was the e.l.f. one, sorry, my bad. This is Bare Minerals the smoothing face brush. Any stippling brush will work. I feel so bad, y'all, because this is supposed to be all Drugstore, but honestly, I really thought this looks exactly the same. Hence, if you have it, get it. I'm pretty sure it's the buffering. Pretty sure it's the buffering brush from Elf. It's literally the exact same thing. Same bristles, same handle. Honestly, it's literally the exact same thing. And of course, you don't have to use a bunch. You can just use it where you need it. That's what I do. Hence, again, getting a bang for your buck. A lot of people have been feeling a little reluctant, may I say, better term, to using tinted moisturizers right now with the fact of these face masks. It sounds crazy, I know, but like people are feeling a little bit less inclined to wear tinted moisturizers underneath their masks than foundations. And they feel like tinted moisturizers come off or obviously transfer a lot easier than these high-end foundations. And in my opinion, I just feel like it's definitely how you set your makeup, of course. But I feel as much money as you're spending on these high-end, which I love me a good high-end foundation, full coverage, I just feel like right now, if you're covering dang near, let's just be quite frank, about 80% of your face, there's no really a point for you to waste all that valuable product if it's literally being hidden. But I mean, to each his own if you want to. I'm just saying, girl, save your coin, save your coin. To be honest, I'm quite comfortable with this amount. I don't feel like I need any more. I know y'all still see that being peeped through, but let's be quite frank. It's going to be under a mask. Are you gonna see it? No. For those who are just like, oh, girl, cover it, I'll do it for you, I'll do it. And on my forehead, I know I have my, my wrap on, but to be quite frank, I don't even need that much. And even though I do have, that's another thing. Unit will be linked down below too. This is my first one, my first me that I myself customized. Is it 100%? No. Definitely not. Hence why I'm not doing a tutorial on it. But because I'm not on like any of these other YouTubers, which fire, and I'll link some too down below that I don't even have to link some. I know y'all know some that are just that fire when it comes to customizing front tools and the like. But me, I'm not doing a tutorial. I know y'all know people who come around doing tutorials and you don't know what you're doing. Like, so I'm like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna go ahead and teach myself, take some time and figure out how to do it. Right now, I don't. We'll see the end result when I take this off again. But excess product, I'm just trying to get as close to this closure, and that's what I was trying to say. This is a 6x6 or a 7x7. I think it's a 6x6 closure. Like I said, I'm not good at frontals. I've never had a unit before, so this is my first one, so I didn't feel comfortable just jumping right in to a full-fledged frontal. And to be honest, this is more of my work every day, you know, just like an everyday throw-on wig, and that's exactly what it is. And to be honest, I don't feel comfortable with the ear tabs and stuff like that, so that's why I have a closure to make sure everything's nice and well blended. I know y'all seen this in, like I said, if you follow me on my socials, you would have seen this in my past little tutorial, but it's really good. Like, I don't want to blind y'all, but this literally, this whole circumference of this lid here is the mirror. It's bomb. And this is for your body, and I do like to use this on my décolletage and stuff. It's just a little extra oomph to make, like, you know, the true golden goddess, like glazed donut type situation. This is what it gives you. I'm going to take, for those who are cringing, with this little itty bitty, it's not a break, it was a breakout, it's just hyperpigmentation. I actually barely put any on this brush. And make sure it's covered. Well, at least, yeah, bro. That's the best you're gonna get out of me. My imperfections peeking through slightly because it's just a little, like I said, my skin, but better. And honestly, this is a great no makeup look. You literally, this, like, sometimes I do this where the brows are done, hence, or no, I should have told y'all that, yes, brows are already done. That's gonna be a separate video. Completely separate, because I have 3 different versions of brows that I like to interchange with. Yeah, I'm weird like that. This is definitely, this is not a sponsored video, of course not. Like, no, it's not a sponsored video. But I do love this, the hyaluronic acid, the Pretty Fresh line. People are asleep. It's literally a fresh skin without the oil. Color range is bomb. And to be honest, I don't know about anybody else if you've ever tried ColourPop's first concealer. I think it's the Ultra Matte. Correct me if I'm wrong. The one that has the white stem. so good, but I feel like this one here is so much better. It's something about matte. It's kind of like Tarte, the Tarte Shape Tape. People were in love with it, but it's so drying to me. And if you have any type of creases, natural creases in your eyes, it just emphasizes them. Their pop version concealer, ultra matte, better than Tarte, but I still like this one above their original ultra matte. I'm just not, like I said, I'm just not a mattifying concealer type gal, unless you're going to be using it more as a contour slash, yeah, more as a contour slash bronzer, just to bring warmth back to the face, like on your perimeter, but underneath the eye, It's so creamy, has really bomb coverage, has a perfect golden undertone. It's really bomb. So, blending. I'm still letting the inner portion set a little bit so I can get the most coverage out of that, but on the excess, I'm just going to, those edges, I'm sorry, blend them out. Still letting that dry. Brushes aren't your way, but like I said, girl, do you. Use your good old sponge. And I'll still come out really bonded to come on here and just talk to you guys and see how y'all been. Definitely in the comment section below, tell me how you guys have been since my XYZ years of not being on this platform. Like I said again, I sincerely apologize. It is changing. I promise it's changing. Definitely how you are, where you've been, how's life right now, how's quarantine. And also I want to know, like, what's your hobbies, like what have y'all been doing during this time, and you know, to get out the house. So not necessarily, I'm not talking clubs, like I said, I'm not talking lounges. Like, I'm really intrigued to see what activities people have been doing, you know, to still be safe but still have some fun, get out the house. You know, I'm just into doing something different. You know, this is, it's fun to me, may not be fun to you, but we've been doing like book clubs and such. Certain intriguing books, which I can link down below, my summer reading list. Something to do beyond creating looks, and like I said, picnics and walks. I'm like, let's link up and we can read a book and let's talk about it. And usually maybe obviously through FaceTime, or we can still do it in person, but obviously we'll meet out at, like I said, the picnic area and just talk about, you know, gossip, all that, but still books. Even though, let's be honest, we get off topic. Into this bronzer, but I feel like I kind of want to do the eyes first because it's exactly the same thing. I put my bronzer in my eyes and it looks like I tried, but I absolutely did not. The Black Radiance, hands down, will always and forever be dang near in every single one of my videos. If you're going to do a drugstore bronzer, besides the Makeup Revolution ones, which I haven't got my hands on, they've been sold out, and Ulta has them, but they've been sold out. I would just get them from Makeup Revolution, but Ulta has points and I kind of want to acquire those. So going in, you already know, with the Sculpt shade, aka bronzer. But yeah, I'm just gonna go in with Sculpt, and that's pretty much gonna go all over the lid. And I might deepen it with the contour shade. Nah, nope. We need to prime the eyes, y'all. I'm sorry, not sorry. It's still considered drugstore, just unfortunately. The only way you can get this is if you go on actual P. Louise site or Morphe, and we all know Morphe is considered drugstore, so. In the shade, yeah, base number 5. So good. It's basically concealer, and sometimes I've actually used this as a concealer, and no joke, P. Louise, if you came out with a concealer, I might have to partake. Ain't no might I am. Like, it's that good. I'm gonna neutralize all this on my eyes, so the actual, even though it's still just a bronzer, it can still slightly pop and stay all day. It's like, it's so, it just, oh gosh. I don't know if y'all can see that, like the difference in the eye. Hopefully you can. Go ahead and set my under eye with the Maybelline Fit Me. Like I said, everything in this video is what was on my IGTV. It's not a lie, this is what I use on a daily if I'm wearing makeup anyway. So tap this in. Like I said, I really want to see how you all have been, what you guys been up to after I graduated from college. And If y'all don't know, I graduated, yes, I went to Clark Atlanta University. I graduated with a STEM major, biology, loved it. And after I graduated, it was kind of, that's really when it took, one, after my last video, which was technically, like I said, technically I have a spring break vlog on my channel, but I privated it. If y'all really wanna see it and say that y'all, I'll post it again. After that video, y'all, like I said again, I was about to take a huge turn in my, I was about to take a huge turn in my life. Like I was about to graduate college. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I ended up getting a really good job of like a month or two after I graduated, by the grace of God, God's grace. Still didn't know 100% what I wanted to do. And I know people can relate to that. They are, as a whole, where like you're excited, you're on a new path in your life and it's very exciting, but it can be quite scary. That's what happened to me. I really didn't know what I wanted to do. If I wanted to dedicate my time and energy, if I wanted to, study in a lab, like I just didn't know, but I just knew for a fact makeup is always and forever will be my passion, and I didn't take it that serious at first. That's really why I haven't been a parent on here. Like it was because I had to figure out what I really wanted to do, and I didn't want to waste my time and of course your time. Just going back in, like I said, that sculpt from before. This is everything. It just gives you something without it looking like you really tried. And I am putting this all over the lid. I'm not putting it just in the crease because I feel like sometimes when I focus strictly just on the crease, I feel like I still have to give it more attention. May I say more detail, so you're not going over, like you're not overdoing it. When you just place it all over the lid and just blend up, sweetie, it just works. Earlier, like prior, like was I gonna go in with contour shade, but I kind of am. So that's the deepest shade in the palette. So that's what I just used, and now I'm gonna go in the contour shade now. And I'm being very sparing with this because it is quite pigmented. This whole entire palette is, but again, I'm not trying to make this into a crazy smoky eye. You can build it up to be more of that night look, but I don't want that right now. To be fair, I'm just going in. This is actual e.l.f. brush. This is I think this is a C shadow brush. C, yeah, literally C-shaped shadow brush. And taking that sculpt shade, yes, that's the bronze shade, the first shade we used, underneath the eye. I really hope y'all can see everything that I'm doing. Like I said, I'm using my vlog camera. If anybody else is like a content creator, please link down below any heavy duty, just some heavy duty tripods that you love, that aren't crazy expensive. I mean, but if it's really that bomb, then I feel like, I'm investing in my craft, hobby, because I know I'm about to say saving money, but I do believe in, if you're going to spend coins, spend it on your passion, spend it on your dreams, spend it on your own business. I do believe in that. I'm going to pop on some lashes. You do not have to do this. Now, if you're just going to run errands and stuff like that, by all means, girl, favorite mascara. For me, I feel like I want to slap on some lashes just because, one, I'm coming on here for y'all, and two, this is more, definitely, our eyes are the focus. Let's just be quite frank. Or half our face is covered up. So yes, I am going to go in with lashes. And these are still very inexpensive. These are the House of Lashes in the style Juliette. Yes, they're already out because I've worn them, but I'm just gonna slap them on and I'll be right back. I think I'm just gonna stick with sculpt today. I don't think I'm gonna hit up the contour like at all. Another key, tapping this in where it need be instead of swiping. And blend obviously when you need to, but not solely going like that. Since technically our brush that we use on the eyes is exactly this contour kit, we can feel comfortable to sculpt the nose slightly with the same brush. I used to use big brushes like this to contour, maybe you say your nose, but it just got everywhere. So now with this, I'm not even gonna tap back into the product, and I like to take it up to the brow too. Shout out to Jackie, because she's the one who taught me this trick. You can just go ahead in with the highlighting shade in the palette. You can, but to be honest, I like the color if I'm short on time, but to be quite frank, it's not my holy grail. All-time favorite need I use like every day is Molten Gold. This is, don't roast me. This is, I literally just proves how much I love this highlighter. I already hit Pan Pan. I need another one, I know, but what's the point? I still have one and it works just as good. It's just not aesthetically pleasing. You can't beat that. This is the trick on how I get that glazed donut look. I literally slightly line my lips with my highlighter. It's not for everybody, but it's for me. But this is the On the Rise Volume Mascara from NYX. It's actually not bad. It's not bad at all. Oh, let me do right there in the inner corner, but it's whatever. Only thing that's left really is to set the face. I like to go on with the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Setting Mist. Yes, I still like this. It is still bomb. Whew. I said I was like quote unquote done, but I'm not. I'm gonna hurry ahead and put on some lip gloss. This is Monaé Tropical Shine. They're plumping. Is this the plumping lip gloss? Yeah, the Nourishing Plumping Lip Gloss. I love this. This is like a dupe for Rihanna's the universal gloss that she has, like her fussy and all that. It's very much a dupe for that. It just does the job and it's cute. It looks like you tried, but you really did not. I know majority of everything in this video is considered drugstore. Don't get me wrong, I've came across some good setting sprays that are mattifying. They do mattify, but as a really setting and helping with transfer. I'm very open to finding one. If y'all know of any, please leave them down below. But the one product I would say you need to spend your coin on, and honestly, you can get the bigger size. I say get the bigger size, but would not get yourself to travel if you've never tried it. All Nighter, not the original, the Ultra Matte. But when it comes to these masks, y'all, that certain states required to wear. I do believe that if this is the one thing that is the key to it not transferring. The original All Nighter, it works, but for some reason this Ultra Matte, it takes it to a whole nother ball game. So as y'all can see, clear it. And here's also another pro tip: you have to let your face set itself. So even after I set my face with this, I don't have to, I really don't have to, but I am. Actually, because I can't for some reason, like I said, I cannot find a mattifying setting spray on me right now, like a drugstore one. Like I had the Milani one, which I really do like, the one that has charcoal in it, but I can't find it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and wing with this one. And like I said, I 100%, the only thing is touching my mask. If I'm gonna spray it, it's gonna be this. And that's the key, y'all, to your makeup not transferring. So we're going to literally down this. When I say drench it, now honestly, if you do it once, like if you do it a really one good time, I feel like you don't have to do it again. I do it every other like 2 to 3 days if I'm wearing makeup, but it does last, so you don't have to consistently every single time you do your face have to do this. But ooh, sorry, this is still wet. Still wet. I'm gonna let this dry. We're gonna let this dry. We're gonna give it a couple minutes and we're gonna let it dry. All right, so now it's still low-key damp, y'all, so I really don't want this to not work, because I ain't gonna lie, y'all, if you did, I just sprayed it really religiously, so again, so I don't have to consistently keep on reapplying this. But y'all, this is pretty much, like I said, the title of this video, pretty much the everyday summer Lily routine. No joke, this is really what I do on a daily if I do want to wear makeup. All drugstore, like I said, an exception to the All Nighter setting spray that I do highly recommend for when wearing your mask to make sure it doesn't transfer. For, you know, these younger girls who are just getting into makeup, and there's some women older who are still not 100% comfortable with makeup, and I just want it to be an easier transition, especially with everything that's going on right now. So love, all the positivity is coming your way from this way. But yeah, my loves, I would greatly appreciate y'all staying this long on this video. Just wanted to come on. I didn't want this to be a super long video. I just wanted to be just transparent, saying, you know, I'm really concerned of how everybody else is doing right now. Trust me, you guys are on my mind every day. I want to leave off here on a good note and say, yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see y'all on my next one. This is crew test, y'all. Crew test. Can y'all see? You're welcome. Bye. Dry.
A minute until midnight. I'm just wondering where you at. Just thought I'd call and wish you good night.